Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Oxenfree. Let's continue. So I guess my desire now that we've been revealed, the ghosts have been revealed to be bad, I guess my desire is to, I don't know why these guys are walking back towards me, but whatever. Is to kind of try and rush through all of this. I'd like to get all the collectibles, but I honestly feel like we might be on the path to missing quite a few of them. We're trying to get into the bunkers, and we thought there might be something down here that would help us. I guess it's the reel or the projector.
Alright, there's already something in here. Experiments and findings of experienced phenomena, January 52.
Awesome. Oh man, if this turns out to be just prehistoric home videos.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is just the,
It's sweet. They're learning.
Boo!
Okay, alright, we get it.
It did occur to me that what might be the case here
skip this one, Alex.
is, let's just make sure that
hit
there's
the button
not
to keep going.
something else here. That's
Alex,
probably
we fully
Anna
absorbed this. It's Maggie and her friend. Let's
and
move on.
Maggie, which they will play a bigger role. I just want to make sure there's not something else to this. Doesn't seem like it. It could have been, instead of Clarissa being the embodiment of the antagonist, it could have been that our friend Ben would have been the bad guy had we made a different decision.
Oh, so it does.
But how do we get in? Isn't that a pretty fundamental flaw here?
Let's see.
Oh, what? She knew about these things?
Wow, that's crazy.
It says that to fix a temporal tear, that's a mouthful, in the cave, we would need to transpose to the other side and tune into the source within itself?
Okay, but we're not doing that, right?
Good question.
Yeah, that's going a little above and beyond.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but strap in, boys and girls, because we might have to, okay? If it's the only thing that will fix us.
Yeah, but that's like scary.
Well, something better work.
Or we're boned.
Or we're boned. Precisely.
If it
Alright,
were a
hit the
case
button.
that Rin, who I keep calling
Let's
Ben,
keep it moving, Alex.
We're kind of
was
on a roll with useful information,
gonna be the
so-
bad guy, and then we would have had Clarissa with us
No time
in all
like
the
the present.
situations in which we had Rin. Then they would have had both voice actors say the same exact
sorry,
same
this is
lines,
like,
almost
this
certainly.
Looks like the end, but from the wrong film thing.
No, wait. This is something I actually remember from that stupid radio tour thing, because it, sounded so weird. It's called the call and response system. It unlocks the bomb shelter. This is showing us how to do it. See? It says, when someone sends an emergency signal from the Catbird station in the woods, and the receiving station confirms it. It's like a connected response thing.
Brilliant!
Really?
It's good enough for me.
Alex and me will head through the woods, do the, call part. You and Ren can hang by the door to the bomb shelter and open it when it's ready.
Can we just think this plan through for 1 minute before running off half-cocked?
Everyone heard that, right?
Yes.
Don't we need, access codes or something like that?
Actually, I doubt it. It'll probably be tied to, the military radios and, well, we stole them, so...
Well, the system works.
But only I have a military radio, so that seems weird. So the game is just forcing us into our next thing. And
Alright, break. And if anything goes wrong, please, don't tell me. I won't want to know.
Same here. I don't want to know nothing.
And we're back with Jonas, and it feels like I could have chosen to not be with Jonas if I didn't want to, but I'm not sure what these decisions really are going to affect at all. And this radio does seem to like to reset at times, so you can't just leave it at 140.1. But I'm fairly certain there is nothing here. And it really does not move fast enough. And we're still running into the problem with the controller vibrating, so I'm just gonna turn it off that channel because that's silly. And then we have another walk without talking. Alright. Let's go to Beacon Beach. I'm gonna make an opportunity here to go in different directions, but this is possibly a huge mistake because this may move the time frame forward if we go to places we're not supposed to, and they did say they were going to take over
from top to bottom under Fina, Tango,
S-T-A-I-R-S.
Alpha, India, Romeo, Fina. From top to bottom.
So I don't know if there would be a large percentage of people that wouldn't know the military phonetic alphabet, but I suppose it would be rather frustrating to run into that. So we've got another Adler letter.
Oh, Maggie says she hopes the notes are found by the correct person. Well, I guess that'll have to be us.
And I guess we have to read these now. To whoever is finding these notes, understand my hope is that by enshrouding this intelligence in such an obtuse manner, its detection will discourage an innocent seekers, thereby allowing it to befall onto the correct person, and not the easily distracted military mind, nor the typically bewildered excursionist. Do not blame the submarine's crew. I don't believe its passengers, like Henry Griffin, can even understand what has truly happened to them, and you do not have to forgive me for my myriad failures. But please remember the names of Anna Shea. Know that she did not deserve her fate. Look on the sides here and see if there's anything spelled with just like the first letter in each sentence. Doesn't seem like it. There's a few letters capitalized, but not many. There's Henry Griffin, which would be capitalized anyways, HG, and then Anna Shea, AS, and then K from no. So that would spell HG, ask. NT. THG, ASK. Yeah, that doesn't seem like that's anything.
Huh. Guess we're not going in there again. Whatever happened must have caved in the opening.
So good to know we don't have to deal with the cave.
What he, the whole lot of them into groups of 10, and then he killed one from each group, who was chosen by lot.
There's a Bible reading happening via the radio. Doesn't seem like there's anything else happening around here though. Can't drink a beer anymore. Can't pick up a stick. Can't do any of this. And I guess as long as we can continue to move from one place to another without the time going forward, we'll just keep on looking out for anomalies and other things. I'm getting some low frequency sound effects.
At the top of the hill, in the Charlie, Oscar, Lima.
I'm trying to find the last few anomalies. Not that I'm sure that actually does anything. I'm not sure that this sound and this music doesn't just play also just because. Maybe there's something crazier here where if you play different music in different areas to cover up the game music, perhaps that would in some way cause something else to happen. That last note implied that it was the ghosts themselves from the submarine, though, that are causing all of this weirdness to happen. Not interdimensional ghosts. Which, okay, that's a different experience, I guess. Here's the letter.
That woman, Marianne Bozick, helped her transcribe the ghost's transmissions.
Marion Bozick, forever engraved on the Command Annex memorial plaque, was a kind, humble woman who helped me decode the ghost's unusual messages. I don't think she ever really believed my hypothesis that they were relays from the sunken submarine, even though she corresponded with, as she put it, a man named Calvin, an electrician who died on the canola. I pieced together the truth, the cover-up, and my own tragic mistake that killed him and his mates over months of careful deciphering. So it does seem like Maggie somehow did affect time and cause the friendly fire sinking of the submarine. Let's see. Which was the one I couldn't read? This one? Yeah. Still can't really read it. Like, because the sinking of the submarine happened a long time before Maggie should have been alive. Let's see. It doesn't seem like there's any more letters, but it also doesn't feel like going to Main Street is guaranteed to get me anything. It could be every 3 transitions time goes forward, or it could be like way less often than that.
Intercept message by Lighthouse. Date and catalog 1968. Concerns report of indeterminate origin detailing naval communications. Brother's name also mentioned.
Interesting. That was
Discovery of intercept message by Lighthouse. Date and catalog 1968.
1968.
Indeterminate origin detailing naval communications. Brother's name also mentioned.
So that seems like
Discovery.
there's something new. See, I don't know if this isn't just going to be a case of us having to walk around the whole game a lot of times. Like, I kind of wish I could just pause the game and move the camera around. I feel like that would be more helpful. And this will be an interesting turn of events to see if anything changes. Like, is the door still where it is, and is there anything we can interact with new? It seems like the radio is pretty green right now, but I don't know if that means anything or if that just means that the radio information station should be tuned in here. Let's see, let's get somewhat far away from this. This is gonna suck going back. See, the numbers aren't green now. I think they were. Yeah, this whole gameplay mechanic just does not work. Like, you can't stay at a certain frequency and use it like a Ghostbuster scanner, or you can't really ping areas to know areas of interest. You can't. It's not like a tricorder or anything like that. So, all I've figured out so far is that if I've been in an area tuned to 140.1, and then that will be see if there's a letter, get the letter, and then move on. Seems like our friends are still back at the boathouse, which is fine. You really lose all the spookiness also here, because you kind of know nothing's gonna happen. There's no conversation, there's no dialogue. We won't start getting back into conversations or dialogue for a while, the way this is all set up. The game is auto-saving when we transition. There's a low field effect in this area that we can hear. But I think that's just the background music. Here's a thing. What is the thing? 102.3 would tell us what this is. And see how the numbers go green when you're standing in the right place?
This data command annex, as it had been dubbed, was used during the base's early years as the communication nerve center for outside military installations. It was also the primary office of Marianne Bozek, a civilian who developed communications protection through the invention of the famed wall system. A type of radio frequency identification, WAL, standing for Wave Assisted.
We had heard this before.
Assigned each person who was stationed at Fort Milner a call sign through which they could use their portable two-wave radios to unlock prescribed doors and gates.
They're not
Though
really
the mechanics
call
are
signing
considered
through it.
outmoded today, the island still uses this security method to honor its rich history.
And I guess we have like the highest clearance possible, because we're getting into every place.
This data command annex.
As he knows when we walked away from the transmission. So I guess the idea is that my radio can send any signals to open any door, but maybe you can't do it out of order, because moving kind of slow here to see if this would open the door.
As it had been dubbed,
We had
was used during the
seen.
base's early
And look how
years as the
bright
communication
green
nerve
that
center
is
for
when
outside
it's
military.
right. And then it gets this duller green. So that did get you in here. And inside this was just another thing to find. Another anomaly. Another collectible. Two collectibles really close to each other, but one locked behind a door. So that does prove you can't get the anomalies. And see, it turns red here, almost like you know it's bad. Maybe you shouldn't get any of the anomalies. Maybe there's a playthrough that's the right move. Although that seems unlikely, because then there almost certainly are some people that wouldn't have gotten any of the anomalies. What does that say? Like, we're as tuned in as possible, and still it's not playing anything. What is that? I can't read it. It says something anomaly. Just floating. They counted it, but there's literally no... I think it says it's an anomaly, but it's so zoomed out. Don't think there's anything else I can do, so let's... Maybe we'll come back for it later. Still taking a long time to accomplish anything, but at least we know what we're supposed to be doing. So now we are at Epiphany Fields, and our friends apparently have walked this way too, so maybe there's going to be like a time loop that we see more creepiness. Although I'm not sure what the time loops have to do with the ghosts, if they're directly connected or not. This, I think, is an epiphany that we've already found. An anomaly we've already found. I guess since you kind of know the colors get brighter, you can scan this somewhat faster, and till you get close.
How many of you are there?
105.1. But then it's just walking. So there's, I think, Michael drowning. Is what I just hallucinated.
Okay. Are you back to normal?
Saw Rin drowning.
Look, I'm sorry, but I think Ren might be in trouble.
Why?
I just saw, it was like a premonition, I think, and I know that sounds whatever, but this must be what it's like when people say they do that, because I kind of just saw Ren drowning.
Okay, just take it easy for a second. You went all red-eyed, like when we get possessed.
I did?
You stopped walking and started mumbling, and then your eyes lit up like little road flares. It only lasted like a
Creepy.
minute, but we should hurry up and do this before the door on you opens any wider to them.
But the thing with Ren, it was so real. It was like, I was there with him. Maybe we should go back.
But I'm sure he's fine, so let's finish what we started.
Like, no way. But funnily, the map kind of does say Rin is like totally missing now, so we don't even know where he is. But I totally should go back. Absolutely. Like, finishing what you started versus letting somebody die. It's not a hard decision. But the problem is we're gonna run all over here and potentially not even trigger anything or see anything. The drowning elements, though, might be just a poetic way or a depiction of the ghost taking control of him. I don't know where else the options would have been to go. There was clearly a split there. Could be that the ghosts are screwing with me and having me hallucinate. I guess gameplay wise you should probably just always have the radio out. I feel like a more modern version of this game would be that somebody would just have earbuds in their ears the whole time, and she would be turning it on and off to listen to the radio. Although, oddly, because of the cell phone carriers in the United States, they disable the ability to listen to terrestrial radio because they have competing services that they want to upcharge people on. Things like Sirius and XM radio and other Pandora things. Is that getting a little bit green? I don't think so. Neon green and white are not as contrasting of colors as it should be. Feels like it would have been easy enough to have some other indicator show up. Particularly if people were deaf. Like, there's just no way you would have been able to play this game if you were deaf. Alright. So color me completely confused. If I saw Rin drowning and it happened right at this point, the only place I could have gone is Adler Estate or go all the way back this direction. I guess. But seriously, do I want to have to run all the way back this direction again? And here's a lighthouse that was being talked about. Well, walk this way and see if it triggers anything. But I don't even know where he would be. Yeah, it just doesn't really make sense, and it just doesn't really work. So I have no idea what the point of that scene was at all. You don't run any faster with the radio off versus the radio on. If anything, you kind of lean forward and look down when you have the radio on, so it almost seems like you're moving faster because of that. And I guess if you knew the game, if you were a game tester, you might play the whole game this way by your 50th playthrough, and that might explain these large pathways when nothing is being said and nothing is happening. There they are.
First we will eat and drink, and then we'll go and see the girls, yes?
It's 140.1, I think. What's the map? 102.3.
Radios in a decoded attack. The shelter door will automatically open, triggering an alarm and compulsory evacuation.
We had already heard that. Let's go talk to these guys. Are we gonna say anything to them? Nope. Nothing at all.
Slaughtering of countless families during one of the great ethnic cleansings of the 20th century.
We had already heard that.
She doesn't know.
So, I'm not sure we ever took this path,
And then we'll go and see the girls, yes?
but I don't think it's gonna tell us anything. Yeah, we had been here. So it seems like there's kind of nothing in this area that's going to be triggered. And it kind of seems like that's just going to be the case in general, is that we've been kind of left to our own devices for a moment, at least. We could think about going to Fort Milner, and we could try to work our way around the map, I guess, now that we have collectibles and we kind of know what we're doing. But I doubt we'll be at the end of the game when we've collected all the notes, or when we've collected anything else. This is another thing. But maybe we couldn't have gotten this anomaly before.
Low-frequency radio wave is incident upon a body of radio waves travel forever until it is absorbed by matter or a person.
Yeah, what does that really help with anything, though?
Under the ladder, below the Tango, Oscar, Whiskey, Echo, Romeo.
Tower.
Under the ladder, below the Tango.
The communication school here taught them how to make codes.
Recruits learned communication technology here, and several others learned code breaking. It's true, but due to my aptitude in math and mechanical engineering, I was assigned code making, specifically ciphers with which to conceal projects from other government agencies. It was a job I grew increasingly uncomfortable with, but my keen interest in radio science had me pulling double duty as comms officer. I remember one of the Canola's engineers, Francis, calling me a radio woman. As far as I know, as he knew it was my only job. So again, it seems like she had some way to communicate with the Canola's officers, which would have been 100 years in the past by the the likes of it. And let's see, where are we going with this? We probably aren't getting any more photos. I either missed those completely. I think we can probably get all of these letters. Although, if we look here, there's 6 missing letters. And if we look at the map, even going inside the building next and seeing if we can find some letters around there, and then going to the other areas, I'm seeing maybe 4. So there's probably 2 more locations that we just have not been at. There's 3 anomalies to collect, and I just think we should do all of that. And I'm not sure how much of any of that really is going to have anything to do with actually getting the game finished in a way.
Fort Milner was the home of the U.S. Army Radio Communications School, which saw more than 100,000 students take its curriculum. During the years it was open, the school trained troops from the various armed services in applied oral communication, radio and TV broadcasting, telecommunications, and what was then state-of-the-art techniques in code breaking using an early form of computer technology. The school was moved to Fort Baxter in Southern California when the post closed in 1974, and it still resides there to this day. Fort Milner was...
I suppose what you could take from this is that these ghosts and this phenomenon hasn't happened to anybody else since kids have been coming here every year, and there's an entire military base on the island. So we somehow lucked out and opened the time ripple effectively, it seems like, and caused the time loop that seems to be happening, or who knows what really caused it, but we are certainly part of the cause and effect of it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure if the next episode isn't going to just be 30 minutes of running around and getting collectibles. We'll probably see a spooky thing or 2, or maybe not. Maybe the ghosts really meant it, that they were just not going to do anything until we ran out of time, and time doesn't seem to be moving forward, so we may be fine. They may have locked us into like a second act gameplay where this is the time to run around and get all the collectibles. Clearly there can't be too many other collectibles in the game besides the photos and letters. The only other things we've even had to find are a couple of combination locks. And storyline wise, we've been told to do 3 things from our reflection, and I don't remember what the second one really was at all. It had something to do with Michael, but I still feel like the interruption mechanic of talking to people is just so bad and counter logical that if I get into a scenario that seems like this is the point where I was supposed to do something, I think I'll just not do anything. I'll just stay silent. I don't know how me talking to Michael though is going to stop him from drowning, unless I can say specifically, don't take me, the younger version of me, to the beach to go swimming. And I think the twist, there's still a good chance that he was driving me to a place to go swimming, not that he drowned per se. But did they say he drowned directly, or was it a car accident on the way to swimming? That there might be some shenanigans they're trying to pull here that confuse the issue. Or maybe in one alternate reality he did drown, and in another alternate reality it was a car accident. Who knows? Maybe we won't do much of anything to involve any of that. That would be really crazy if all these flashbacks and references that are being told have nothing to do with the actual events of the story. That would feel really pointless at that point. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.